Wow, you guys, welcome to the very first episode of I Think I Know Football. I'm your host, Unique. We have Chris behind the camera.
What up?
And this is just a show about my opinions on football. There's probably not going to be very much facts, but I hope to make you laugh. And maybe if you don't know much about football, I can teach you a little bit. And if you do know about football, don't take this show too seriously because that's not what it's for. But yeah, I'm super excited to start this show this year. We started this show because we just wanted to entertain you guys with some football facts. Not really facts. They're very biased opinions about how I feel about football and the teams that I like and dislike. So you're gonna hear a lot of that's what it's gonna be. But it'll be fun, and I hope you guys will enjoy the ride with us. As you guys don't know, we are Bucks fans, so there are going to be a lot of biased opinions about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I feel they are an underrated team, but we'll talk about that more as the season goes on.
And I wanted to go ahead and say, guys, ignore like the janky production setup because we had equipment, like we had this all figured out, and half of the equipment didn't arrive. The stuff that did arrive was the wrong stuff. So right now I'm literally just holding the phone.
But we're gonna push it through and we're gonna make it good. It's about our personality, it's not about what we have. So yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and get started.
But speaking of the Bucks, let's get into our first segment. So I wanted to talk about how bad of a decision it was for the Browns to let Baker Mayfield go and sign Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen the stats from last year, but this year alone, it's looking pretty rough.
So Deshaun Watson threw for 169 yards. He had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and his rating is a 51.1. I don't really know what that means, but that sounds like it's an F. It also sounds like Baker Mayfield did way better. He threw for 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and his rating is 146.4, which sounds like an A++ to me.
Yeah, and Baker Mayfield's making some money this year. He just re-signed his contract.
Yeah, his contract is $100 million for 3 years.
But even if you look at last year, he made $10 million last year.
Yeah.
Compared to Deshaun, what, $30-40 million a year he was making last year?
Yeah, I know his contract is $230 million for 5 years, fully guaranteed. And he only played 6 games last year, and then he got hurt. And then Baker Mayfield has been killing the game. He took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the playoffs, beat the Eagles, went to Detroit, lost, but we still had a good run last year.
And statistically, people don't know this, but Baker Mayfield had a better year last year than Tom Brady did his last year.
Of football.
Yeah, so he played better than Tom Brady did. Which, listen, I'm not saying he's better than Tom Brady. But what I'm saying is Baker Mayfield is, I think he's like badly underrated.
Yeah.
And I mean, anyone playing for the Bucks typically gets that treatment, except for when we had Tom Brady. But yeah, I think Baker is gonna do some good things this year.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing another playoff game this year.
I saw a TikTok post. Someone said that Deshaun Watson at this point might be a better person than he is a football player.
Oh.
And I thought that was pretty funny. I'm not stealing that credit for that joke. It was not mine. But
It's fine because he's doesn't know a good person. But anyways, so yeah, I think that the Browns are a little silly for signing Deshaun Watson, but we'll see as the season goes. It's only been 1 game.
And it's not even signing him. It was the guaranteed money they gave him.
The amount of money.
Guaranteed money, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So we'll see as the season goes on if he gets better. I don't think that he'll play better than Baker Mayfield. I still think that the Browns made a very poor decision, but that's them, not me. So.
But speaking of lack of production, that leads us into our next segment. So around the league, the offense was pretty mild opening week of the season.
Yeah. So for week 1, passing in week 1 reached its lowest since 2007. So that's how bad the offenses played this year. This past week. All teams averaged 188.3 net yards passing per game. There were 17 starting quarterbacks who threw for fewer than 200 yards. Baker Mayfield was not one of those. So, yeah, it's not looking so great for offense so far this year. But, again, it's just the first week. But a lot of defensive games. In the Titans' first Bears game, there was not one single offensive score in that game. So that just goes to show you how this week went. That's pretty crazy. The Bears did win that game, but they won defensively. I know a lot of people were looking forward to Caleb Williams, seeing him play, how he played. He clearly didn't play that great, but
I think the first game of the season, I think the Thursday night game, I don't remember what team was playing, but
it was the Chiefs versus the Ravens.
was it?
Mm-hmm.
I might be thinking of a different game. It might have been a Sunday game, but I remember a team won by 15 points, and it was by 5 field goals.
I think that was the Bears in the.
I don't know. I didn't watch that game, but you guys probably know what we're talking about. But yeah, I think there's a few teams that didn't score a single offensive touchdown this first season.
Yeah.
And defensive games can be, if you win a defensive game, it's cool if you're the team winning. But for a spectator, it gets pretty boring.
Yeah.
Watching a slugfest of people trying to get some yards, and it gets old. But
yeah, but we shall see how that goes.
Speaking of slugfest, who's it's week 1 of the season. I get it. Who's up? Who's down?
Okay, great question. For down, I have Deshaun Watson, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, and Caleb Williams.
Ooh, that's a hell of a list. Aaron Rodgers already down?
Yeah, as you guys will find out, I am an Aaron Rodgers hater. I think he's overhyped. I don't think that he's that great of a quarterback as everybody says that he is. That's just my personal opinion. I don't see anything special about him. I feel like he's just another quarterback who just so happened to go to the Super Bowl one year. I don't think just because you've been to the Super Bowl that makes you a great quarterback. But I don't know. He was also playing. Who did they play? Oh, they played the 49ers.
Who else was on your list for down?
Deshaun Watson, Bryce Young, Joe Burrow, and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I don't know if Bryce Young can go down from where he was last year. I mean, it sucks.
Like you're meaning.
I would say Dave Canales though. I would put Dave Canales.
I only put quarterbacks.
Okay, quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would throw Dave Canales in there over Bryce Young because head coach. He actually just left the Buccaneers. If you guys weren't aware, he was our offensive coordinator.
Yes.
I don't think he was. He was okay here. I don't think he was that great. I think a lot of what we did was Baker Mayfield and just having some moxie. But even this year, look at our first game, and we played a much better offensive game all the way
that
around.
Is true. We just went out there and I feel like they were just
now,
killing it out there.
We were playing the Commanders.
Yeah.
So, I'm not throwing shade, Washington fans,
Yeah.
but rookie quarterback, you guys have a lot of unanswered pieces. So, yeah, I just, I'll give that to Dave Canales. The rest of your list is pretty solid. Caleb Williams, he looked good in the preseason. Pretty flat showing for his first showing, which he's a rookie.
Yeah, but he also wasn't playing a super tough team. They played the Titans, who are okay. So I still feel like, the hype. What was his contract again? Dang, I forgot.
He's getting paid pretty good.
Yeah, he got paid pretty good. And I feel like he should have done something. There should have been something done on that offense.
Yeah, because one thing about it, that they, outside of just him, they have a lot of pieces on that team. A lot of pieces. So you should have, you look for something, I would say. Who do you have is up week 1 into the season?
Baker Mayfield.
No, but honestly, Baker Mayfield's playing really good. I think he gets overlooked. I think he's overshadowed by, I even coming to the season, there's a lot of people predicting Falcons as division leader.
Yeah.
Derek Carr and the Saints as division leader. And I don't get it because we've been winning.
Derek Carr did play great, but he also played against the Panthers.
Yeah, that's so. But just going into the season, like we have every reason to, I would think from an outsider say, okay, Tampa Bay's probably going to win this division, but we're just constantly we're people pick the Falcons over us, like Kirk Cousins, guys, come on.
And did they lose?
They lost terribly.
Okay, I have Brock Purdy, which
That's the game. It was the Falcons game. Whoever they played beat them by 15 points with all field goals.
Oh, yes. I don't know who that was. I have to look that up. So I have Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Anthony Richard, which I don't even know who that is.
Anthony Richardson.
Richardson?
She heard me talking about him. Yeah, so you should look him up after this. He's the Colts quarterback. He probably made the best NFL throw of all time this week. You probably didn't see it, but it was a drop back pass. He slipped during his 3-step drop back, but quickly gained his footing, and I think it was a 70-yard bomb down the field. Probably people are saying it's the best throw ever in NFL history. I didn't really have a lot of faith about Anthony Richardson. I thought he's kind of be another cookie cutter, run first guy, but he has an arm, and I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do this year.
I don't care about the Colts. That's the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Brock Purdy, I feel like, I'm pretty sure you told me that he's going to be a bust this year. I don't think so. I feel like...
I didn't say a bust. I mean for fantasy-wise. I don't think he's going to have the fantasy numbers for a first or second round pick.
No,
you were trying to grab him.
I always try to grab Brock Purdy since he beat us.
Yeah, she was trying to grab him in the first or second round. I was wanted to hold off on that, but...
Patrick
before
Mahomes,
anybody comes for me.
I feel like he's always going to be up. I'm not going to lie, I'm praying on his downfall. I am.
That is some haterific.
I am.
Oh,
I really am. I'm tired of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I think Lamar Jackson, who's also on the list, I think he needs a chance. Give the AFC up to somebody else. Please, Patrick Mahomes. Please. We have Jared Goff. I do like the Lions. I'm not going to lie. I know they are another NFC team. But if it's not the Bucks, I would want it to be the Lions. So Jared Goff looks great as always. And yeah, those are my ups and my downs.
Well, speaking of those teams, Lions, Ravens, Chiefs, I'm interested in your who you currently have in your top 10 in the league.
Okay, I have my top 10 list. We have, should I start from number 10 or number 1?
Let's go from 10.
Okay. For number 10, I have the Texans. I really like CJ Stroud. I like what he's doing. I think since he's gotten into the league that he's done pretty good. I feel like he was maybe overlooked his first year, but they're playing great. So I have the Texans at number 10. Number 9, I have the Dolphins. I feel like Miami always plays great. They're always kind of in that mix of like lower top 10.
They're also probably like one of the funnest teams to watch.
Yeah, they are a fun
Tyreek
team
Hill,
to
Tua
watch.
Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
And
we don't play them that often.
Jalen Waddle.
So
These guys are great. And the running back, these guys they're all fast. It's an explosive offense, so they're fun to watch.
At number 8, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have to be realistic about this list, okay, you guys?
8 is kind of high, but I'll take it.
I would have put them at number 1. Number 7, I have the Cowboys. I don't know if it's because the Cowboys played against the Browns.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that or if they looked really great the other night. But I do have the Cowboys at 7. And I also did look at other lists, and the Cowboys were always top 10 team. Number 6, I have the Eagles, which I don't like the Eagles, but they are good. Jalen Hurts is good. I think he's a tad overrated, but I feel like he deserves to be on top 5 for sure. I mean, top 10. At number 5, I have the Ravens. Number 3, I have the Lions.
4?
Oh, shoot. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Who's number 4? I skipped number 4.
She skipped number 4, so apparently 4 doesn't exist.
Well, I had 3 Lions, 2 San Fran, and number 1, I have the Chiefs. I like my top 3, Chiefs, San Fran, and Lions.
It's a good pick. I mean, I think a number 4 pick would have rounded it out real nicely, but I guess
I
it's
don't
not.
know. Who would be number 4?
Well, I think it's not who would be number 4. It's whoever you put with 10 would
Green
actually
Bay.
be 9.
Give me Green Bay.
Green Bay?
Okay, so we'll move everybody up 1. I'll put Green Bay at 10.
There you go.
Texans 9, Dolphins 8, Bucks 7, Cowboys 6, Eagles 5, Ravens 4. Lions 3, San Francisco Chiefs 1.
There you go.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Well, since we're talking about ratings, let's get. It's the first game of the season. We didn't get to do our preseason shows like we planned on it. Week 1, season predictions. AFC champ, NFC champ, Super Bowl champ. Who you got?
What? Okay. AFC, give me the Ravens. I'm not gonna say the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Give me the Ravens to win the AFC. I feel like
You sound like
it's
Jamar Chase.
time. Oh, well, he's a hater, but they're not gonna.
No, they asked him in the top 100 who the number 1 player was.
Oh yeah, he
refused
said
to
I'm
say.
not saying that name.
Yeah.
So give me the Ravens to win AFC. I like Lamar Jackson. I feel like there's not. I mean, there are good teams in the AFC, obviously, but I feel like if it's not the Chiefs, it would be the Ravens.
Okay,
It would
and
just
NFC?
And I really want Lamar Jackson to get his Lombardi Trophy. Give me the Lions for AFC. NFC.
NFC Championship game.
Lions.
Well, who you got going to the game?
Oh, the Bucks and the Lions.
Bucks and Lions,
Yes,
NFC,
yes.
Lions with the win.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think if we get back to NFC, I don't think the Lions beat us again.
I think. Listen to me. Listen to the words that are going to come out. I've been thinking about it because we play the Lions this coming Sunday.
Yeah, next week.
I say we beat them Sunday, but we meet them back in the NFC Championship. They beat us. They go to the Super Bowl, and they win.
I'm going opposite. I say we lose this week, and I'll take us on our rematch. But okay, and so you got Ravens, Lions, Super Bowl, which would be a great Super Bowl.
That would be. I would fucking love that.
Best for a while. Who do you have taking it from there?
I don't know. I'm gonna say the Lions just because I feel like they are playing for so much. They won their first ever playoff game last year in 32 years. I feel like they are playing for so much. I feel like their fans are just, and I just feel like.
Yeah, in your scenario, I'm going Ravens. Lamar Jackson. I think he's gonna get better as the season goes on. I think when it comes down to these championship games, I think he's gonna put it on his back. Jared Goff's been playing great. They have great offensive weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Lions have a decent squad. Defense is killer, but I think this is Lamar Jackson's year. If he can get past Mahomes and company.
But listen, I think, Mahomes beat them the first game. I think they meet each other again back in the AFC. And I think the Ravens. I think he finally gets his get back, which I'm sorry, I'm tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes. If they go back to the Super Bowl, I'm not watching.
I think everyone not from around Missouri is tired of seeing.
Yeah, I'm just over it. It's boring. It's old news. It's giving Tom Brady and the Patriots. So I'm just over it. Give me the Ravens. Yeah, but I would choose the Lions over the Ravens.
All right, and so for our last segment, we both started playing fantasy this year. Mm-hmm. I've been playing for a while, but never really get too much into it. But we're in our first paid league, so looking to win some money. But with fantasy comes, having to be aware of injuries and who's playing, who's not. Do we have any injury news from the past weekend?
Oh my goodness, there's actually so many injuries. I don't know if you want the whole list, literally.
Let's see, well, what are the major impacting injuries? Yeah, it sucks when the season starts off and I drafted Puka Nacua.
Yes. So Puka Nacua is out.
That sucks. He was my first overall pick.
Injury. The Rams actually have 3 knee injuries. Steve Avila and Joe Noteboom. I don't know who those are.
Yeah, those are actually 2 huge losses. Steve Avila, he's a vet, but he's a really good player, and they kind of had those issues last year. And they brought those guys in to, if I remember hearing correctly, they brought both of those guys in to fix up their problems on the line and lost them both in the first game. So that's got to be a huge loss.
Yeah, so Marshawn Lattimore is out from the New Orleans Saints.
Which, if you're a Bucs fan, you know how we feel about Marshawn. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna do this. When you say Lattimore, I'm just gonna do that right there. I don't want to see him with injuries, so hopefully he gets better.
Yeah.
But He'll be all right.
Speaking of the Bucks have a few injuries as well. Zion McCollum is out with a concussion. Josh Hayes is out with an ankle injury, and so is Bryce Hall.
Yeah, Bryce Hall, he's probably done for a while. I'm pretty sure he had a compound fracture. They said
Yeah,
it
he
was
had
a
a couple
injury.
things. I just went.
I think he had a compound. I think he had bone break his skin, and so he's probably out for at least 4, 5, 6 weeks. Who knows? Hopefully not. I think Antoine Winfield got hurt, manager, but hopefully these guys are back next week because we're gonna need them versus the Lions.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is a beast, so we're gonna need our
I'm scared. Dude.
our cornerbacks, our defensive backs, but who do you have any other injuries here or?
Yeah, there's a lot, but for the Bills, Taron Johnson, his forearm, and Ty Johnson, his knee. We have Jake Ferguson out in the Cowboys, knee injury. There's a lot of knee injuries. Literally, knee. There's a lot. But those are like the important ones.
Okay, so everyone else who got injured, apparently not important. Better luck next week getting mentioned. But okay, I guess that's gonna wrap it up for our first show. Again, excuse the janky production.
Yeah,
I
and
know
who
this
gets
is.
better, you guys?
But have you guys seen?
How beautiful I am.
Well, I was referring to the production setup for ISO Speed when he first started. You got to fake it till you make it. You got to start where you can.
That's my
And we
personality.
weren't gonna record this first week, but we didn't want to have the excuse of not having equipment. You say, you know what? Let's just record it. If it's trash, it's trash. Maybe some of the trash production will get some views.
Yeah. Alrighty, you guys. And that completes our first episode of I Think I Know Football. And we will see you next week for week 2 when the Bucks beat the Lions.
If you guys did enjoy the content, like, subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comment section.
Yeah.
You can argue with her, tell her how bad her opinions are, and because I'm really actually wanting to see what you guys think. But yeah, until next week,